Today we are going to create some henna arts using a paper, pencil, marker, and crayon. So go ahead and make sure you get those supplies. Once you have those supplies, we're going to start with some line and shape practice. So with your pencil, and you don't have to draw too hard because this is going to be the back, you're going to make some wavy lines, some bumpy lines, some scalloped lines, some straight lines that repeat. You can even make some long waves. And now we're going to make some half circles or waves along those lines to decorate them. And that's what henna is all about. It's a lot of repeating. You're going to notice that henna patterns have a lot of very simple shapes that are repeated in a way that they are decorated and embellished. So here I'm just making some teardrop shapes, coloring them in, not coloring them in, adding some lines with circles. You can create some letter 6, letter 9, some swirls, different types of embellishing shapes and patterns. And again, when you repeat something, that's what creates a pattern. So if I repeat this a few times, I've created a pattern and movement and rhythm. Good job. Now we are going to, again, some of the designs, a lot of them have a lot of floral, so you could practice some flower designs too. Super simple shapes. And I'm going to embellish some of my lines here by adding stripes inside of them or repeating the lines themselves. I'm going to add the leaf shapes that I color in along this line, and then on the other side I can add another one. So right now I'm just doing some embellishing, and when we first started these lines, those were simple lines that you can do all over your hands, but these are ways that you can make them a little bit more advanced. And on these ones, I'm just doing a bunch of repeated half circles on the scalloped lines and showing that you can also just repeat it a couple times like that, and it will create a totally different shape. And you can create dots, lines, anything else you want. So go ahead and trace your hand. If it's kind of troubling for you to do so, you may have a family member help you if you need to. I'm going to start with a dot in the middle and then a few circles. I messed up my circle, so I'm going to make it a little bit thicker there to kind of clean up the edges. And then I'm just going to do some half circles and another row of half circles, but I'm going to make my next row a little bit shorter. And I like to make a shape, turn my paper, make a shape, turn my paper. I find that that's the easiest way to create the same shape and the same size. Your hand actually has muscle memory, so by keeping your drawing hand in the same spot and turning it with the other paper, it's a lot easier than you think to create that same shape. Now I just did some triangles around the edges. I'm going to do half circles again. And again, you don't have to copy my same design. You can do your own design the way you want to do it. I'm going to do some curves along the fingers. And then I'm going to decorate those curves with similar shapes that I had in the middle of my hand. So similar lines that I use, similar shapes. I'm just trying to create unity among the whole hand, making sure that everything kind of looks like it fits like a puzzle. Create some triangles since I had some triangles in the middle of my hand. I'm going to decorate the little fingertips as well, adding some shapes and embellishment there. And a little bit more around the hand because I have a lot of negative space there. Creating the fingertip part. Adding half circles around it so it matches the middle part of my hand. And then I'm just going to fill all this negative space with some stripes so that I filled my whole hand with lines, shapes, patterns, and traditional henna design. Next, I can take some of those same lines that I practice with and put them around the edges or in the background. Just try to make your page look like it is finished. I feel like that hand in the middle leaves a lot of negative space in the background, so I'm just kind of framing it with some of those lines I practiced in the first step. Then I'm going to take my crayon and I'm going to color in my whole hand, and I'll also color in that frame that I designed. You do not have to make a frame, but you can try to just kind of fill in the background how you want and decorate it how you want. Henna Hands and designs are so great because they really celebrate diversity among people, cultures, religions, and it is practiced all around the world in their own ways. Some religions use floral designs, some use more geometric designs, some are symbolic, some are not allowed to have symbols. So it's pretty cool that each place has their own way of doing it. And you can even search on the internet for your own ideas and try to figure out what design you like. When I say fill the hand, this is not what I'm looking for. We want meaningful shapes and lines that are celebrating diversity. Good luck!